Hi Sarah, my name is Salman. I will be your nurse for today. Your dermatologist, Dr. Greenberg, will be performing the surgery today also. So the type of cancer you have is called basal cell carcinoma, which begins in the basal cells that are located in your epidermis, and these cells are responsible for producing new skin cells as old ones die off. And this type of cancer appears most often on parts that have a high exposure to the sun. In your case, your cheek. Once you're taken into the operating room, a surgical drape will be placed over the area. You won't be able to see what is going on, but Dr. Greenberg will talk you through it all. He then injects local anesthesia, which numbs the area completely. You stay awake throughout the procedure. So he's going to use a scalpel, and he'll remove a thin layer of visible cancerous tissue. Some skin cancers may be the tip of the iceberg, meaning they have roots or extensions that aren't visible from the surface. Then comes the lab analysis, which determines if he needs to go deeper or not. Your wound is bandaged temporarily, and Dr. Greenberg will cut it into sections, color code them with dyes, and draw a map of the surgical site. In the lab, a pathologist freezes the divided tissue, then cuts very thin horizontal slices like a layer cake. The slices are placed on a microscope slide, stained and covered. This process takes some time. So using a microscope, the surgeon will examine all the edges and underside of the tissue on the slides, and if any cancer still remains, mark the location on the map. The physician then lets you know whether you need another layer of tissue removed. So back in the operating room, he'll inject more anesthesia if needed and remove another layer of skin, precisely where the cancer cells remain based on the map. Then while you wait, the lab work begins again, and this process is going to be repeated as many times as needed until all the cancer has been removed. Once the site is clear of cancer cells, Dr. Greenberg will close the wound and you'll have some sutures. If more than 1 or 2 rounds are needed, the entire process can take up to several hours, so just be prepared for that. This process is worth it though, because this has the highest cure rate of any treatment method and can save the greatest amount of healthy tissue, leaving the smallest scar possible. If at all possible, do not remove the bandage for the first 24 hours after your surgery. Your bandage will keep your wound clean, moist, and will help prevent bleeding. After 24 hours, gently take off the bandage and wash it with a mild soap and water. Don't splash it or submerge it in any sort of water. Just let the water run over it. And pat it dry. And just try to avoid submerging it, like in a bath, hot tub, swimming pool, anything like that. And just repeat every 24 hours until you come back to get your stitches removed. And you can also develop an infection. We try really hard to avoid that, but a little redness is normal. But if the skin around the wound becomes increasingly more red, swollen, hot, or painful, you could have an infection. If this occurs, just call the office and they'll prescribe you an antibiotic or have you come in. Mild discomfort and swelling can be encountered during the healing process. This usually occurs 6 to 24 hours after surgery. Take Tylenol if needed. If discomfort or increased swelling occurs, please call the office, and if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to call the office with no hesitation. We will need to see you back in 2 weeks for removal of your sutures. We have spots available in the morning or afternoon, October 22nd through 27th. Which time and day would be best for you?